Thanks for joining me for this special practice. This one is a heart nurturing practice, and I've quite specifically designed it to incorporate elements that will create a sense of grounding for your heart, a sense of vibrancy, and really tap into your absolute essence. We're working with a few really special elements today. The Bija mantra for the heart chakra, which is Yum. We're also working with the visualization of soft pink light that radiates from the heart center. And we're working with two mudras today, Lotus Mudra, Padma Mudra, where we blossom the fingers open, and also Akasha Mudra. And in Akasha Mudra, we bring the middle fingertip to the thumb tip. The middle fingertip represents the space element in the body. And this really helps us hold on to that idea of creating space, holding space for our true selves. I really hope you enjoy this practice. All right, let's begin then. We'll come on to the back today to start. And I'll get you to take constructive rest position. Have your feet as wide as the mat and let your knees drop into the middle, and that releases the lower back to the floor. And then take one hand over the heart and one hand over the tummy. And just close your eyes now and settle in for our practice. Pressing the pause button on any distracting thoughts, concerns, or to-do lists. Allowing all these things just to sit by the side of the mat right now. And giving yourself this time to be completely present for your practice. Right here and right now. And just scanning through your body right now, noticing where there might be a sense of gripping or holding, or perhaps a sense of agitation in the body. Notice where you might be feeling that today. And then noticing too in your body where perhaps there's a sense of quiet, of strength, and of spaciousness right now. Acknowledging everything about how your body is right now, just as it is. And taking a moment to honor yourself as you are. Starting to become aware of your breathing now. Noticing your expansion of inhalations, soft and nourishing. And then noticing as you're exhaling, the belly dropping, all of the breath leaving you. Perhaps even when you take your next exhalation, you might just take a little bit more of an exhalation, or even take the sound ha with it to really let go of any stagnant energy that is sitting with you right now. And let those inhalations be expansive and soft and nourishing, opening up the breath to the front and back and the sides, up and down. And also just witnessing the little pauses that naturally occur at the top of your inhalation and at the end of your exhalation. You might notice the texture of your breath as quite smooth, or maybe there's a little bit of jaggedness there today. Maybe there's somewhere in the middle that is the quality of your breathing at the moment. We're going to also today work with a visualization of soft pink light, the kind of light that might stream from a Himalayan salt lamp. Soft, pink, effulgent light. And let this idea of light start to settle into your heart space now as we activate the heart chakra and the heart energy for our practice today. And then when you're ready, let's bring the feet towards each other. And we're going to gather up the right leg now and bring this in towards the chest. And we're going to lengthen out through the left leg. Now, if you're feeling any weirdness, tingling or gripping or anything through the left leg that is uncomfortable, please keep the left leg bent instead. And let's create a little bit of space between the lower back and the floor as we guide that right thigh in towards the chest. When you're breathing in next, imagine you can breathe all the way down to the toes of your left foot, and all the way up to the top of the shoulder, filling the left side of the body with a sense of spaciousness and length and expansion. And when you're breathing out, guiding that right thigh in towards the chest. And we're releasing through the deep front line on the left side now. We tend to hold a lot of tension in the psoas, which runs between the groin and the sternum. When we're holding tension in the mind, this is where we tend to hold it in the body. So we're just offering the opportunity to the body to let some of that tension go right now. And then when you're ready, let's bend the left leg and let the foot rest on the floor. We'll take the right hand over the right knee. Take your left hand to the middle of the left thigh. We're going to press into the left thigh while we draw the right thigh into the chest. And now we are flattening the back against the floor, pressing down with the middle and lower back, releasing tension we're holding there and through the crests of the pelvis. And you might even imagine that you can breathe directly in and out of this area. Breathing softness and expansion into the space. And then release the right foot to the floor. Now let's do a little windscreen wiper action with the knees just to reset. And then we'll come back to center and let's gather up the left leg this time, bringing this in towards the chest. We'll start to send the right foot away, lengthening out through the right leg. Again, if you're feeling any discomfort or weirdness there at all, please keep the right leg bent instead. And finding a little space between the lower back and the floor so that the spine is in quite a neutral position here. As we release through the deep front line on the right side this time. Imagine breathing down to the toes of the right foot and all the way up to the top of the shoulder. And then as you're exhaling, guiding the left thigh in towards the chest. Releasing tension held in the psoas on this side. Willingly and happily letting it go. To create space for the kind of energy that will support you today. And then when you're ready, bend the right leg again, resting the foot on the floor. Take your right hand to the middle of the right thigh, left hand over the left knee. We're Going to press into the right thigh, draw the left thigh in towards the chest, press down with the middle and lower back, easing out tension across the crests of the pelvis and through this whole area, breathing tension out, breathing expansion and softness in. And then release your left foot to the floor. Let the hands rest by the side of the body now, palms facing down. We're going to send the right leg into the air, keeping quite a deep bend in the knee, and take some circles at the right hip. And you might choose to bring your knee right up and into the chest. You might keep it further away. You might have tiny little circles going on or broader ones. We're just tuning into how that right hip is today. And then moving in the opposite direction as well. Notice what might be different when you go the other way. Perhaps your body's asking for a different size or shape in the circles. Without judging any of it, just being present. And then release that right foot down to the mat. We'll do the same on the left side. So quite a deep bend in the left knee. The leg in the air, making circles from the hip. Choose what size and shape feels best for you today. And then moving the other way as well. And then come back to center now, releasing that left foot to the mat. We'll outstretch the arms now, palms facing the ceiling. Let's take the right foot on top of the left knee. Breathe in there. And then as you exhale, let your knees come over to the right side. Now, you might like to support your right knee with your right hand and forearm, or you might just let the knees come on over to that side if that feels okay. You can gaze to the ceiling or maybe direct your gaze to the left, lengthening out to the ends of the fingers and inviting your left shoulder a little closer to the earth right now. Opening up a little more space in the left side of the ribcage to breathe freely and deeply, to completely nourish your body with prana carried by your breath. And every exhale, completely letting go of all of the breath. Present in those little pauses in between. And then find your way back to center again. Let's do the same on the other side. So this time the left foot goes on the right knee. Take a breath in there. And then we'll drop the knees over to the left side. So again, maybe you want to support your left knee with the left hand and forearm, or perhaps let the legs just come on over to the left side. See what feels right for you. Gaze to the ceiling or direct your gaze to the right if that feels okay for your neck. And then let's find a little more length to the ends of the fingertips as we open up the right side of the rib cage. Breathing freely and deeply, expansively into the right lung. And every exhale, letting go of absolutely all of your breath. Come back to center again now. And then let's drop the knees open wide, resting one hand on the heart, one hand on the tummy, the soles of the feet coming together in butterfly pose. Just noticing as you hold this shape, all the points of contact that your body is making with the earth right now. And as you're breathing out, letting that connection to earth be a little stronger. And visualize yourself being held in a beautiful golden bowl right now, aware of everything that supports you in your life and finding deep gratitude for that. Notice the breath expanding and nourishing you. And noticing as well each time the breath leaves you, and each time a little more of stagnant energy that is sitting in your system gets the chance to leave your body. When you're ready, bring your knees back together again. We'll lengthen out through the mat, straightening out the legs, and raise your arms all the way overhead, stretching out the body from the fingertips to the toes. And then return your hands by the hips. Let's bend the knees and roll over. We'll come onto all fours and set ourselves up in cat pose now. Come onto all fours and have a little bit of softness in your elbows, and scoop the elbow tips towards each other a little so that the creases of the elbows face the top end of the mat. And then let's lengthen out from the crown to the tailbone and draw the belly in. Breathe in here in cat, and then as you exhale, move to cow pose, tucking the chin and tailbone under. Return to cat again, this time lifting your gaze as you breathe in, and then move to child's pose as you breathe out. Return to cat again, breathing in, finding neutral there. And exhaling to cow pose, tucking under. Return to cat as you breathe in, lifting your gaze. And then take your exhale to child's pose and letting go. Breathe in now and come all the way up onto the knees, raising the arms high. And then as you exhale, sweep the arms behind the body and let the hands find the back of the pelvis. Pressing into the pelvis as we let the heart lift and expand to the front of the body. Open through the throat. Broaden through the collarbones. And feel the connection that your knees and the top of the feet are making with the earth. Breathe in again and raise your arms high. And then as you exhale, bring the hands back to the mat, returning to cat pose. Breathe in there. Move to cow pose as you exhale. Return to cat again now, lifting your gaze. And then moving on to child's pose as you breathe out. Come all the way up onto the knees again, raising your arms high. And then send the arms behind the body, the hands coming to the back of the pelvis, lifting the heart again. Broaden through the collarbones, open through the throat. Feeling yourself in connection with the earth, your heart expanding. Raise your arms high again, breathing in. And then let's float the hands back to the mat. We're going to tuck the toes under now and walk your hands back towards the body, coming into a low squat here. So just taking your time now as we very, very slowly and gently come into a forward fold. Keep a little bit of softness in your knees still. We're just going to cradle the hands around the opposite elbows now, or maybe you'd like to rest your hands on your knees or on the mat. Keep the knees soft. We're just easing into this shape, finding a little bit more depth in Uttanasana without forcing or pushing the body into the shape. And then when you're ready, let's take a half lift, breathing in, find a long spine. Exhale and fold, letting all your breath go. Take the hands to the hips, draw the elbow tips back, lead with the heart and come all the way to standing, raising your arms high. When you exhale, take a twist towards the left, the arms open wide and press into the earth. Raise your arms again, breathing in, and then we'll take a twist to the right. Raise your arms again, breathing in. Drop your gaze to the floor and unfurl through the neck, the upper back, the middle and lower back into Uttanasana. Take a half lift as you breathe in next. Fold as you breathe out. Take the hands to the hips, draw the elbow tips back, lead with the heart and come all the way to standing, bringing the palms together overhead. Press into the earth, broaden through the shoulders, through the side ribs, create a little more space between the elbows. And then let's blossom the fingers open to Lotus Mudra, Padma Mudra, above the crown, visualizing the most beautiful lotus flower inside your hands now. And then drawing this flower to the heart, Anjali Mudra, pressing into the earth and just witnessing yourself here in this moment, honoring yourself exactly as you are. Let's breathe in now, raise your arms high. And then as you exhale, fold all the way forward. And we're going to step the left foot back now, dropping the knee and bringing your arms wide to kneeling lunge. So taking a moment now to really press into the earth, to visualize again that bowl that holds you from underneath. Tapping into that resource of everybody who has your back and holds your hand. Mystery, community, Sangha. Raise your arms and your gaze as you breathe in. And as you exhale, float the arms down, lowering the gaze to the floor. Raise your arms up again, breathing in. And grounding as you breathe out. Take your arms to shoulder height this time, palms facing the ceiling. We're going to leave the elbows and shoulders as they are, flipping the hands, pushing out through the palms, and then taking Akasha Mudra, middle fingertip to thumb tip of both hands, as we hold space for ourselves. As we honor ourselves as we are and appreciate the strength and resilience that we show every day when we turn up to be our authentic selves. Raise the arms high again and then float the hands down to the mat. And then from here, we'll step to downward dog. Having a little walk out, a little play as you arrive in our first downward dog of the session, taking your time to find your way into the shape. And then lifting the hips high. You might imagine a sling dropping from the ceiling and supporting you under the hips. Soften into the elbows and knees. When you're ready, drop your knees to the mat, coming back to cat. And then from here, let's move to child's pose, letting all your breath go there. And as you hold child's pose, imagine you can open through the back of the heart, that you can breathe space into the back of the rib cage and into the sides of the ribs. And when we intentionally put our focus on opening the back of the heart, we're moving into the part of the heart that is reserved just for us. We're nurturing ourselves with our own heart's energy. Visualize that soft pink light glowing through the entire heart and streaming from the back of the heart now. When you're ready, come onto your tummy and we'll set up for upward facing dog now. Inching the toes away from the crown to traction the spine a little, pressing down with the tops of the feet and the pubic bone. And then breathe in, raise the chest and the head off the mat, unfurling to the top of the neck. Lower yourself down as you breathe out. Rising up again, breathing in, letting the heart be led forward. Start to breathe out and lower down. Taking one more round. And from here, let's move back to child's pose again. You might separate your knees out a little bit, find a little more space between them. And then we're going to take the left arm and thread it through and under the right arm. You might rest your left side of the face on the upper arm, or you might take your face down to the floor. And then untangle from this. Let's take it in the other direction. So threading your right arm through and under the left. Maybe resting your head on the upper arm. Maybe resting your head on the floor. And then come to a cat shape from here. We're going to tuck our toes under now, walking the hands back towards the feet. Start to come into a forward fold again, keeping quite a bit of softness in your knees here. Take the hands to the shins on the knees and we'll take a half lift, breathing in. Fold as you exhale. Take the hands to the hips, draw the elbow tips back, lead with the heart, coming all the way to standing, taking Anjali over the crown, and then blossoming the fingers open to Padma Mudra again. Visualize that beautiful lotus flower in all its perfection, growing out of the muddy waters, absolutely pure. And then let's bring the hands to the heart as we step the right foot forward and we arrive in a warrior one shape here. Getting nice and steady and stable where you stand. Breathe in and open the arms wide, warrior one. Exhale and bring the hands to the heart, honoring yourself as you are. Opening up again, warrior one. And then hands to heart as you honor yourself. Raise your arms high this time and we'll hold in warrior one with Padma Mudra overhead. Let's fire up the left leg a little more so it's carrying you as steadily as the right leg. Let's soften the shoulders again. Let's press into the earth and really tap into that resource of everything and everyone who supports you in your life, drawing up from this energy. And then when you're ready, let's move to warrior two. So we're just adjusting your back foot a little, pivoting on that, gazing over the fingers of the right hand. Let's flip the hands to face the ceiling now. Imagine holding beautiful lotus flowers in both hands, petals unfurling. Reverse your warrior as you breathe in next, and then move to side angle pose as you exhale. Reverse your warrior again, breathing in, opening up the side body, and moving to side angle as you breathe out. In our third round, let's hold in our reverse warrior. When we take these lateral shapes, we're opening the side body to let go willingly and happily of anything that isn't serving us right now, to create space for joy, for forward thinking, for positivity, allowing ourselves to show up as we are. And then return to your warrior two. Flipping the hands, facing the ceiling, holding those beautiful lotus flowers in each hand. Breathe in again here. And then when you exhale, send your left hand forward, pivoting on the back foot. Raise your arms high, holding Lotus Mudra overhead. And then let's fold forward, hands coming inside the right thigh or the knee or the shin. Breathe in and open to Trikonasana, raising the left arm into the air and then floating it down as you breathe out. Sending it high again, breathing in. floating it down as you exhale. And we'll take one more round, twisting from the middle of the spine. Send your arms wide, holding your lotus flowers in each hand in our warrior one shape, aware of your heart expanding to the front, to the sides, and most importantly, to the back. And then let's step the feet together, hands to heart now. Just taking a moment to let that land, to feel the earth underneath you, and to draw down into everything that supports you, connecting yourself to this very important energy that holds you in your world. Breathe in now, raise your arms high, and then we'll fold all the way forward on exhale. This time, step your right foot back, dropping the knee. Take your arms wide to kneeling lunge. And again, we start by pressing into our foundations, getting steady, getting grounded, and connecting to everything that holds you in your life. Breathe in, raise the arms and the gaze, and then float the arms down, lowering the gaze as you breathe out. Raising the arms up again, breathing in, and grounding as you breathe out. Take the arms to shoulder height now, palms facing the ceiling. We're going to leave the elbows and shoulders as they are, flipping the hands and pushing out through the palms. Taking the middle fingertip to the thumb tip, Akasha Mudra, working with the element of space today. Holding space for yourself exactly as you are. Raise your arms high and then float the hands down to the mat. From here, let's move on to downward dog. Taking a moment to find your way in. And then softening into the joints, the elbows, the knees. Have the neck in line with the spine. And again, you might imagine a sling dropping from the ceiling, supporting you under the hips. When you're ready, drop your knees to the mat, returning to cat. And then let's move on to child's pose now, letting all of your breath go. Letting the next inhalation open the back of your heart again. And visualizing that soft pink light radiating from the center of your heart, glowing through the back of your heart as you tap into this energy, nurturing yourself with your own beautiful heart's energy. Feel into all the points of contact your body's making with the earth, and really sense into that bowl that holds you right now. And then when you're ready, come onto your tummy. We'll set up for upward facing dog again. Inching the toes away from the crown, hands directly under the shoulders and elbows into the waist. Breathe in, lift the chest and the head off the mat, unfurling to the top of the neck. Start to breathe out and then lower yourself down. Rising into the shape again, breathing in. Lowering as you exhale. One more round. Let's lead from the heart. And then moving to child's pose next. Maybe taking your knees a little wider. And we'll thread the right arm through and under the left arm, Resting your head down on the mat or down on your upper arm. And then untangle from this. Let's then thread the left arm through and under the right. Resting your head down, bringing a little twist into the upper back. And then untangle from this again. Find your way back to your cat shape. Tuck your toes under and walk your hands back towards your feet, coming into a low squat again. And then starting to peel up into our forward fold, Uttanasana. Keep your knees as soft as you like. Take a half lift when you're ready, breathing in. And then fold as you breathe out. Take the hands to the hips, draw the elbow tips back, lead with the heart and come all the way to standing, bringing the palms together, pressing into the earth, broadening through the side ribs, broadening through the collarbones. Open the fingers out wide to Padma Mudra, Lotus Mudra. Seeing that beautiful flower rising from the mud, rising from the difficulties into something absolutely beautiful. Bring the fingers together and draw the hands to the heart. And this time step the left foot forward. We arrive in our warrior on this side. So again, just take a moment to find your stability, your steadiness here. And then let's breathe in, open to warrior one, bending the left knee, arms open wide. Exhale, hands to heart as you honor yourself as you are. Opening up again, warrior one. And hands to heart, honoring you as you come out. Raise your arms high in your warrior one this time. We're going to hold here, taking Padma Mudra overhead. And let's fire up the right leg so it's holding you as steadily as the left. Press into the earth. Be completely supported in holding space for yourself. And from here, let's pivot on the back foot and come to warrior two. So we're gazing over the fingers of the left hand now. Flip the palms so they're facing the ceiling. Let's imagine holding our lotus flowers in each hand. Breathe in, reverse the warrior, taking the left arm overhead, and then move to side angle pose as you exhale. Reverse your warrior again, breathing in, opening up the side body, and then moving to side angle pose as you breathe out. And then when you return to your reverse warrior, this time we're going to hold here, willingly and happily letting go of stagnant energy, of fear, of disappointment, of sadness. Breathing these things out of our systems to create space for everything that will support us. Come back to your warrior two now. Flip the hands so the palms face the ceiling. Let's hold those beautiful flowers in our hands again. Breathe in here. And then as you exhale, pivot on the back foot and send your right arm forward. Raise your arms high, breathing in. And then let's fold forward. Let your hands come inside the left thigh or knee or shin. Open to Trikonasana now, raising your right arm up in the air. And then float the arm down as you breathe out. Sending the arm high again, breathing in. Floating it down as you breathe out. Take one more round. And then raise your arms high, coming to warrior one, bringing the palms together, blossoming the fingers open to Padma Mudra, and then stepping the feet together, hands to heart. Taking a moment to let all of that land. meandering around your body again and just noticing energy as you feel it, where there might be vibrancy in the body, where there might be some agitation, or maybe some dullness, or maybe some really sweet stillness. Noticing what's there, honoring yourself as you are. Let's breathe in now. Make a big circle around the body. Fold all the way forward as you exhale, taking quite a deep bend in the knees here. We're going to come onto all fours now, coming to cat pose, and you might like to take a few rounds of cat-cow, particularly if you're craving symmetry in the body right now. Or you might like to play in Ganesha. When we take Ganesha pose, we're swirling around, leading the body back, gliding forward, and closing your eyes, really letting your body lead you to any dukkha, any sensations of tightness, discomfort, and breathing into these places, bringing gentle movement there, inviting sukha, sweetness, in its place. And then return to your cat again. When you're ready, walk your hands back towards the body. And let's come onto the back now. Lifting your feet off the mat. Let's take the hands over the kneecaps, and we're just going to make some circles with the pelvis, or perhaps figure eights. Perhaps you just want to rock side to side, or you might even like to curl up. Kind of continuing that Ganesha idea into a lying position instead. Just following your body's lead here, ironing out any kinks. Come back to center and we'll finish with Apanasana. Breathe in, send your knees and the feet away, the fingertips following the knees. Begin to breathe out and bring your knees into the chest. Sending the knees and feet away, breathing in. Start to breathe out and bring your knees into the chest. You might like to take your arms wide as well when you send the legs away. And then wrap the arms around the body like you're giving yourself a big hug as the knees come in. And imagine as the limbs are traveling through space, they're traveling through that soft pink light radiating from your heart. Your whole body bathed in this beautiful glow. And let this one be your last round of Apanasana. And then we'll prepare for our relaxation. So you might like a blanket or a pair of socks or another layer. You might like your eye pillow. And if you've got a bolster there, perhaps a bolster under the knees would be good. Otherwise, I would suggest either taking constructive rest position with your knees dropping in, as we did at the beginning of the class, or to continue to build vibrancy in the heart, you could take butterfly pose, taking the knees wide, bringing the soles of the feet together. So however you're positioning your body for our relaxation, let's take one hand on the heart and one hand on the tummy. Letting go of our physical practice now, and letting go of any guidance on your breathing. The body just breathing itself now. Sensing into all the points of contact that your body is making with the floor. And as you breathe out next, really letting the body settle into being held in this space. Drawing down into the earth, resting into the earth, rather than just resting upon it. And each time you breathe in, sense the body filling with that beautiful, soft pink light that radiates from your heart. See this light streaming all the way down to your toes and your fingertips. See it finding its way into places, holding darkness, holding tightness. Let this light radiating from your heart completely nourish every cell in your body. And imagine that you could walk down a staircase into your heart right now. A spiral staircase leading down deep into the very center of your heart. And as you arrive there, see this beautiful room glowing with the light of salt lamps, soft and pink. Find yourself a very comfortable chair to rest in. And let your eyes fall upon a broad and shallow bowl in the middle of this room, full of water. And see emerging from the water a lotus flower, tightly held, rising from the water little by little. Coming out of the mud that holds it at the bottom, absolutely pure and perfect. Rising above fear and attachment, and inspiring purity and perseverance. And watch the petals start to unfold, one by one, revealing hope, courage, clarity, revealing enthusiasm, joy, strength, resilience, acceptance, and authenticity. And let yourself just be with this vision of your beautiful lotus flower in its absolute perfection, held in this shining golden bowl. Completely supported and at ease. And in this deeply relaxed state, letting that bija mantra settle in your heart. The sacred sound of Om connecting all of us, all of life. Yam, the seed mantra of the heart. And Namaha, the expression of honoring yourself and honoring those around you. Holding space for yourself to re-emerge now. Sensing into the bowl that supports you, to mystery, to ancestors, perhaps to deities, communities, Sangha, whatever it is that holds you in your world. Really sensing into that energy now as you allow yourself to emerge like the lotus flower from the muddy waters, pure, perfect, and resilient. Bringing a little movement to your fingers and toes. Deepening your breathing again. When you're ready, you might take a long stretch through the body or draw your knees up to your chest. And then roll over to the right side and take a few moments there to reorient. And we'll find our way to a comfortable seated position when you're ready. Let's bring the hands to Anjali Mudra. Bring the base of the hands right into the sternum, connecting to the root of the heart, connecting to your absolute essence. And then blossom the fingers open to Padma Mudra, holding that most beautiful flower, grounded in your heart, in your truth, pure and resilient and strong. And then let one hand come to your heart, and we'll extend the other hand out to the side, connecting to the beating of your own heart, to the power and strength and light in your heart. And then imagine with your other hand that it rests at the back of the heart of somebody who means the world to you, or perhaps somebody who needs a little bit of your heart's energy today, a little bit of your groundedness, of your light, and letting your heart's soft pink light flow from your heart through your arm, out of your hand, and into this other person's heart. A very welcome gift. Let's bring the hands to the center of the forehead now, inviting inspiration, creativity, and wonder into our thoughts. Bring the hands to the throat, inviting kindness and gratitude into all of our words. And hands to the heart, as a reminder to move through all of our days with our hearts wide open, receptive to everything nourishing and beautiful in our world. And today we'll close our class by chanting Om Yam Namaha together. We'll open the arms wide as we breathe in and bring the hands to heart as we chant. Om Yam Namaha. Thank you for practicing with me today, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being with me for this one today. I'm delighted to have so many faces on my little screen, and also the invisible people as well with their cameras turned off. I will be making this one available for you to play with at another time or to share, as I mentioned earlier. So feel free to pass it on, because I think we all need a bit of bolstering in our hearts right now, and we need to understand that we might be standing in a big pile of mud, but that something beautiful and powerful can evolve out of that situation. That is my hope anyway. So I will see you all again soon. Thank you for being here again. I really appreciate it.